Peace, everybody. It is a Thursday, rainy night. First full moon of the Gregorian year 2023. Just kidding. 2024. My nephews graduated high school today. They've been through a lot. I'm so thankful. So thankful. They've had a very interesting 2 years. I think many of us are not really understanding what type of cycle we're getting out of. I've been really doing some spiritual awakenings all over again. It's as if my soul is just woke up and saw the light. Like, you got to get out of the shadows. And interestingly enough, based upon where we are with Pluto and Saturn's return, I wasn't supposed to have all of the things that I was building back then in those years, because I was building a foundation, a solid foundation. You know, there's a reason why most people peak successfully financially in their 40s, and that's that middle age over the hump gap. You know, you figured out life, you realize what you love, you realize what boundaries you have in place, you appreciate your relationships more, you understand life cycles, you've been around the block, you understand life's ebbs and flows, you understand the market's ebb and flows. You know, you realize like a lot of things are just not really needed or a necessity, and you really start appreciating taking your health seriously. You cannot be outside dropping it like it's hot every goddamn weekend. Like, hot damn. Like, you can't. It's a new day. Like, you can't do that. And I love seeing people elevate and grow, and you just kind of sit back and you be like the OG, you know. And I said it all to say, Pluto's return, I read that it's supposed to, don't quote me on like the whole full lingo bingo, because I just don't know, but with its presence being here at the same sign as Saturn, it's clearing out all the gunk from 2008 until January 20th, 2024 on this Gregorian calendar. And I really, in my mind, started thinking, like, am I really about to forget what happened in 2008? Like, how old was I? What was I doing? Where was I? Like, when you hit a trauma-filled situation, you don't even know what that does to you karmically and how many years you may suffer for that. Like, like, you don't even know how many years you may suffer for that. How many years you're going to sit here and have to deal with the karma from a decision that you made in 2008, and look how many years that shit affected you. Like, almost a full 15, God. Like, that's insane. So the best way that I, figured this part out was by listening to playlists from that time. So I played 2008 playlists, hip hop and R&B, because that was my genre of tune at that time. I'm trying to open up the app right now, right quick. Hold on. So I can get you some tracks, because I had to really sit and think about this. Like, Nadia, where was you at mentally, spiritually, energetically? What decisions may you have made? Whose boyfriend did you steal? What clubs was you dancing on couches, popping bottles Wednesday? Tuesdays, Mondays, partying at the Borgata and Murmur in Atlantic City with my man and his friends, and then the Eagles would win a game, so they in there. The hundreds and thousands of dollars that I've spent partying. New York City, Atlantic City, Miami, mostly New York City, because I was, right in Jersey. Then when we started doing Philly, like, it just was getting wild. And then I started hanging out with people we was getting money. We was like 22, 26. Nobody was really 30 on a team yet. Like, maybe a splash of like 2 people, but pretty much we're all in our 20s making like 7-8 grand a month on selling cell phones. Like, we was doing wild stuff. Like, our boss used to buy his girl red bottoms before that shit was popular. Like, shit was wild back then. Like, wild. So we were making a lot of money, and I was in a lot of nightclubs, and I was partying a lot. And I had a boyfriend. I had a whole ass boyfriend, and he was a good man. Like, that was like my first serious relationship. And I really think that I could have benefited from giving him more of my attention. And I pray that he respects the fact that I'm going to tell this truth, because it is a serious one, and it's definitely private. I'm not going to, go too deep. But I think that if I would have been committed to the relationship more, meaning not letting my 18-year-old self be unfaithful, that probably could have been my husband. And I 100% allowed that to slip away. And because I feel like that happened, it almost had like a curse put on me. And there were a lot of things that happened in our relationship that were very big and impactful. And he got hit harder on his side a little bit more than me. And our relationship didn't survive. And from that point on, I never really had a positive relationship. And this is just all me thinking about this now, talking through this now, speaking my own truth. Probably will regret it later, but I know this is probably a word for somebody. And he lived in New York still, and I lived in Jersey, and we used to take turns spending, weekends with each other. His family was very, 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 very welcoming of our relationship. And I definitely feel like I was truthfully probably like 12, 13 years old mentally, while my body was 19, 20, 21, and I'm really interested in partying. I'm really interested in popping bottles, dancing on couches with my girlfriends, partying with NFL players, even with my mom sometimes. Bottles of Grey Goose was going for like $125, $300 at that time. So depending on where you was at, Latin quarters. I'm getting too crazy right now with the flashbacks. This is wild. Thank you, Source God Energy, for this memory. Cheese and rice. And just thinking about these moments and these memories, and I really had that guy going, like, emotionally. He was just a servant, like a pure heart, pure soul, and I probably ruined his life. But at the same time, I felt like we both needed those types of lessons, and I want to say like a year later, we tried to make it work. By that time, though, the person that I was just talking about before, I was with him, and he was older. You know, like I said, we would party in nightclubs together. He graced me from teenage Nadia to a woman, and I adored him for that. You know, we both kind of didn't have our dads in our lives at that time, and he was like, you know how to cook? Like, I knew how to cook. You know, I was a full-fledged adult by age 8, knew how to do everything. I talk about this often: cleaning, cooking, full ass meals, not no little punk shit like oodles and noodles, whatever. Y'all be gourmet, y'all oodles and noodles. Like, me too, but relax. Nah, I was like full on chickens, homemade meatballs, chicken parmesan, like pizzas, like real shit, okay? At like 8, 9, 10 for my family, not just for me. Like, not you cooking dinner tonight. Like, this is the type of vibration we was on. I have a whole ass homework to do. This is crazy. And we was Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, please make it make sense on the schedule. Had me on some kunta. No disrespect. Rest in peace to the ancestors. Rest in power to the ancestors that are thriving in this time frame right now. We thank you for your source, for your God, for your goddess energy. Because you cannot have a man without a female. A feminine. It is just the laws of the universe. It is duality. So this man taught me how to be a woman, and he was just bigger than me, stature-wise. I just respect him so much as an individual. You know, we had some very toxic things happen in our relationship as well. There were, you know, we were both young. We're in our 20s. He was much older than me when I was in my 20s, but he taught me a lot. And he taught me about love, and he taught me how to date and, you know, taking romantic gifts and just paying attention to like things that you would need in life. And I felt like I didn't trust that he loved me. And I want to talk about that. Oh, because I was just talking about this today, baby. Men have a very difficult time showing love, and as the feminine, we bruise so easily. Oh, I'm holding back tears, baby. We bruise so easily, and men just are so hard. It's just hard to walk with your head high in this cruel, disgusting world, and to come home to a goddess, you know, who gives you the love regardless, you know, as tears roll down. Like, you need that safe space. There's nothing that feels like that. It's a sense of peace, comfort, and security. If you don't know what that feels like in your home, then it is not a home, it is a battlefield. I have been graced with a nature of love and abundance, and a direct link to source, that because my parents dropped the love ball, because they chose money and careers and working, you know, over me. And that's how I feel. So I'm going to say that proudly and confidently, because no one's ever asked me what I wanted. And when you have somebody who takes the time to nurture you in a way that your parents didn't nurture you, it is a very dangerous feeling. And you just let down certain walls, and you just become one. And people know how to use those types of things to their advantage. And this is not saying that this is what this gentleman did, because I don't think he did. I believe he genuinely loved me. And we loved one another. And he was like my first adult experience. Like, I moved in we got our own place. And our relationship was like a quick 6 months. Like, we could not make it in our own space together. And we tried to come back, but I was just at a place now when I flash back and think about it, 2008 with thousands of tears streaming down my face. I was in a place where I didn't recognize love because I didn't have it growing up. And thinking like, wow, he didn't have love growing up either. But what I was proud of is that he still knew how to show it. That's where the disconnect comes in with men today, to go back to my initial statement. A lot of men do not know how to love, show love, express love physically, verbally. Their form of love is their lower chakra, and sometimes you have to just focus on that next chakra, which is that sacral chakra. And I say focus because the first thing that when I came into spirituality, I got a reading. And it's funny because I feel like that's like the gateway drug. Because some people don't do readings. Some people may go to shamans or may do like a ayahuasca or a shroom experience, or smoke weed for the first time. Like, everybody's levels are different, their way towards freedom is different. And when you are first awakening to who you are and you're in such a vulnerable space, you really need somebody who's going to support you on that journey. And I felt like this person pushed me, supported me on that journey, really encouraged me. And truth be told, I have to, pay homage when homage is due. If it weren't for him, I probably wouldn't be who I am today, like at all. Nope. I stopped writing, I stopped blogging. I just was like, this is pointless. No one's reading, no one's paying attention. Who am I trying to save? Why am I doing this? And all in all, I didn't even realize he was a fan. He kept up with it before he even started dating me. So, when I mentioned it, it's really cool. And some guys are always fascinated by the fact that I'm an author or I have, books and so on and so forth. But, you don't even really realize these people are fans and why you may even be pushing them away. And I'm you just have to communicate. I swear life would be so much easier if we just sat down and listened and had the sacred space to be free and open up about these things, because I feel like I'm crying so many tears because was all lying dormant in me, and all because I'm she licked me like a lollipop. Shawty wanna thug, bottles in the club. That was the number one song on the playlist for 2008. And I rock with Lil Wayne because he's a Libra. Shout out to the motherfucking Libra gang. She wear her hair down her back like mine. So then it was Single Ladies. Oh, the Single Ladies. Green Light featuring Andre, 3 Stacks. Day and Night, Nightmare, Kid Cudi. Low featuring T-Pain. Florida. Whatever You Like, T.I. American Boy featuring Kanye West, Estelle. Oddly enough, last month I was rocking to this song heavy. And and it was and you thought he was before. Look at his peacoat, tell me he's broke. And he ain't in and all that. Just singing random Kanye. I don't even want to go there right now. He is a freaking genius. And anybody who doesn't feel like that is a hater against air signs. Because, yes, the whole sign gang. Because Geminis get a bad rap. And every Gemini I know has to self-medicate, whether if it be, I don't know, money, drugs, something. They have a vice, and alcohol also follows them. It's a very, very, very difficult sign to manage. And Libras are really good at managing Geminis as well. But anyway, so I was listening to that last month, had no idea why. So when you have things coming up, songs coming up, you have to really almost teleport to where you were around that time, because these things are coming up for a reason, which is my point. I had no idea why that damn "you can be my American boy, American boy, na, da, 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 da." Like, no idea. Then you got Lil Wayne, Got Money, featuring Got Money, and you know it. Lil Wayne bodied like a couple of years off of the Carter 3, like, put on Jeezy featuring Kanye West. Kanye's on a lot of shit over here too. I'm So Hood, My President, Facts featuring Nas, Live Your Life, Pop Champagne, Jim Jones, Joel Santana, Ron Browns. That was the top. I gotta add that to my playlist because that was a top New York song, fire song. I'm the biggest boss that you've seen thus far. 10 black Maybachs back to back in the lane. I'ma make it rain. You just a lame little homie, that's a fact. Working with the police, acting like you know me. Fresh out. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Fresh outfit. About to have a parking lot on Smash. That's my shit. I had to add that to the playlist. Shorty Low, they know. Kiss Me Through My Phone. Busted Baby Paws. No Air. I Love Your Girl. Make Love in This Club. Everyone Noise. Everyone Knows. God, weird gang. Can't Believe It. Sensual Seduction. Closer by Neo. Bust Your Windows Out Your Car. Need You Bad was fire. Ooh, I want to hear that. That song was fire. Jasmine down. That album is fire. I remember Keisha Cole. He's like, You'll Never See Me Again. Trigger. I wrote a blog not too long ago saying like there's a song with her on that album with John Mayer that made me really sad. Again, this energy came up last year and I had no idea why, and it was because we're closing out a cycle, and energetically I felt it but didn't know what it meant. So again, in time things are revealed. That is not a lie. Miss Independent, Sexy Can I with Ray J. Touch My Body, Mrs. Officer, Lil Wayne bodied this year. Jeez. Get Like Me, David Banner was my shit. I have to add that to the playlist. I have to get this energy out of me. Robin Thicke, Just Fine, Mary J. Blige, Suffocate, Heaven Sent, Spotlight, Jennifer Hudson, shout out to her in Common. Don't Touch Me, Busta Rhymes, Take You Down all the way down like Chris Brown. I still say that, like, yo, I'm about to take it down like Chris Brown when it's time for me to go 9-9. Royal Flush with Big Boy Andre, 3 Stacks, Take a Bow. That was a dope song. Rising Up, Chrisette Michelle, The Roots. Yeah, that was a fly track too. So Fly Slim, Swagger Like Us, fire. They shut that performance down. The Game, My Life with Lil Wayne. Generation Lost, B.O.B. Move, Q-Tip, and Good Night. So definitely had a fire year for 2008. And I was wondering like what started that downward spiral for me. You know, I had a whole ass boyfriend, a side nigga that lived down the street from my house. Think about it, going back to the New York story. Damn, this is gonna be messy. And hey, it's a full moon, you gotta release. My boyfriend lived on Staten Island. I lived in Jersey, Central Jersey. And my side boo lived down the street from the house. And the way him and I met was like OD fate. Like OD fate. And he just applied pressure to that ass. And I was like, yep, I like this shit. And when I realized that older men were starting to notice me, I was fucking like, it's go time. Because I was probably like 23, 24. And the men that liked me were like 30, 32. And I've always loved like a man who made me feel like a protector, a provider. I always loved a man with muscles. Like I was obsessed with muscles. So, 6'4" and better. Didn't care. Light skin, brown skin, whatever. You Black American, you believe in God. All right, cool. Let's go. Like, give me the muscles. Like priorities all fucked up. But I always went for soul and character first. Like if I couldn't have a conversation or hold a conversation with you, you wasn't into some weird shit. If I couldn't watch some alien shit, if we couldn't watch, random ass documentaries, like I'm a big documentary nerd. So like if you're not ready to hang out with those types of people, like you and I can't date, because this is the shit that I'm going to be watching every day. So if you can't handle that, you gotta go. Like, just forget it. So, like, I like those types of things, which is mad funny. And at that time, that was really all I was dating. I was dating, like, people in the gym, jocks with brains, like to fix cars. Like, I had, like, a macho man type of mentality and all, because I felt like that was what a protector provided, And I never been somebody who was interested in men for money. Like, that shit was mad corny to me. I still think it's corny. I'm definitely gonna take a handout, and bless me with something too, because a lot of times men feel like, you got this independent woman, she does this, she has this. Like, I just stalked you on LinkedIn, like I just read your whole shit. You really out here, or you see me on Instagram and you like, yo, you really got like a cult following. They show you love and you teach, what can I do for you? People don't know how to approach me or what to do for me. And I'm like, if anything, to me, that should be what you want. No, nigga, you about to have mad more money. Like, like, think about what your life would be like if you didn't have to consistently put out all the time. Oh, babe, I need you to pay this. Oh, I need you to pay this. Oh, I need you to pay this. Like, no, I got my whole shit covered. I'll just contribute to some shit when I feel like it. But this your shit, and so your money's gonna be spent on this stuff. Like, what are we talking about? I'll always be happy to move in, but just know these are the rules. Like, let me get to my bag and you get to yours, and that's it. My bag just requires me to be on the road a little bit more. So, life is life, man. And I think that, I was talking to my trainer today about it, thinking about, like, how does it feel to be a Black man knowing that you're in a position to help other Black men? And, do you feel like a lot of Black men lack love? Do you feel like a lot of Black men are raised by their moms? Do you feel like Black men will survive artificial intelligence? Like, what is your perception on life as a Black man? And I think it's really important for us to start pouring into our Black men as women of the culture. And I'm sitting up now, because now this shit getting good. And I think it's important for us to get to a position where we can see Black men beyond their beauty, because Jesus. Like, it's tough, but we can get past the beauty, because they be fine as hell, okay? But I really think that we really need to stop being hypersexualized people, because we're really missing out on some great souls. And once you cross that barrier, we want to ghost. We don't want to talk anymore. We crossing state lines, and now we're no longer friends. And the business that you said you was going to help me build because you know that I could do this and you could do that, so let's come together, is no longer coming together. And we're prohibiting one another from growing and expanding and moving forward to new higher heights, because we're allowing lust and emotions get in our way. And there are genuinely good people under there. For a long time, when I was engaged, I was like 25, and I didn't want my person. I think we both didn't want. I feel like he was Caribbean, like straight from the boat. And his parents were, and he was born in America, but you know what I mean. When you in the house, you straight off the boat. I was straight off the boat. You know, growing up with my parents in the same house as their parents who came off the boat. So you kind of get things a little bit differently, but he was like, you can't have no friends of the opposite sex. Like, I'm your fucking friend. And I was like, what? Nah. And I really feel like that relationship also damaged me, because that was after my first boyfriend who lived on Staten Island. And I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work, because it's just not happening. And then, you know, I feel like I want to cut this shorter because it's already at 30 minutes, but just thinking about these moments in time and really figuring out that I probably damaged a lot of relationships because of the lack of love that I've experienced at home. And because I didn't have that complete doorway of just, hey, this is what's happening with me. I want to present it to you. Can I please do so? And I think it creates a lack of trust because you don't have the people who birth you in the same roof. You cannot go to mommy for something. You cannot go to daddy for something. You literally have to get parented in two separate ways. Everybody's house has a different set of rules. I only get to see daddy on like a couple days, but I'm always with mom, who's always at work. So who am I left with? Siri. Play, drop it like it's hot. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? And I feel that us as adults now, and I'm speaking strictly from a Black and brown community standpoint, Hispanic community standpoint, where we're understanding that the lack of parents being under the same roof, the lack of accountability, the lack of two people coming together to procreate for enjoyment purposes only, entertainment purposes only, not thinking about what being intimate actually does and what types of bonds these things create. And sometimes they create entire other humans. And then now you guys are not together anymore. You can't get along because that person is technically married. He got a whole ass wife at home. Or he's just not capable of love because he really only wanted to smash. Like, he really only wanted to smash, and that shit was just like juice box. So he was like, I really need to escape now because I don't like her. How I'm supposed to have a baby with her? Like, there's just real life scenarios. Or the woman is like, because you know that's what y'all be hearing, nothing. And you like, I don't want to deal with that shit no more. Like, I don't want to hear her mouth. I got to deal with this for 9 months. And the whole time her baby here, nope, I'm out. Like, it just be too much, you know, or it's just too much dependency, or it's just too much comfortability or complacency in the system that's going to keep you in the system, that's going to make you stay in the system. Like, people only know EBT cards and don't know what, you know, Benjamins and Franklins and Jacksons. You know, they don't know the money system. And now that it's going digital, it's about to be a hot mess. But my point in saying this is there's so much brokenness at the basic level that people who are procreating can't even get along, let alone create a human, multiple humans. And now the kids are not able to open up and confide in their parents and be guided and disciplined by two leaders who are deciding to come together for a greater cause. You know, I think I've been extremely intentional in that retrospect. Like, I only dated men with no kids for the last 3 years, and I loved it. I appreciated being able to get up and go, or make surprises. Hey, take this time off and show up, or meet me at this airport, or meet me at this location. Make sure you get here on this day. Like, I adore that, and I really love that. And it's not to say that people with children are not able to do that. It's just a different vibration. So, that's always been my preference. And I think that that's really what people want, and people deserve that, to start families, with people who also want to start families and don't have children. And, there's a special group of us together that I feel like are still untouched. And I think that, when I go into this new cycle, things are going to happen extremely quick. And there's only going to be a select few people who will actually remain consistent in their craft. That's going to allow them to reap the benefits of all of the karma and turmoil that they've been through for the last 15 years. It's going to be a small, thin layer, because a lot of people are going to be affected by what's going to happen. Do not watch the news. Do not pay attention if you made it this far. Haha, that was the message. I know that you're going to hear a lot of chatter about the elections, but if you're not careful, you're going to miss what's actually being done behind the scenes. And I think it's going to be very, very, very important to know and recognize that too many distractions are going to start taking place. And it's going to be more important for you to protect your crown. Make sure you're outside sun gazing, protecting yourself from natural disasters, being in places of convenience by accident to be blessed with deals and business deals. And, my cousin, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. You're the one. Bet. Let's definitely work together. Like, we definitely that's definitely my homie. Like, we have to work together. Like, these are the conversations that are going to start happening. So, I want to encourage my professionals, the people who are actively, on a run, accelerating in their careers. Just remember, it's important to invest. And I'm going to say this for those who do not invest, have never heard of investing, don't know what the stock market is, X, Y, and Z. It's imperative that you start investing, because if you don't, we will be gone off the face of the earth. And that is not an exaggeration. Like, this is the agenda, my man. Like, I can't even say it. I'm going to get banned. Damn. They want a chip in your hand, and that's it. And the clothes on your back. Maybe a book bag. One personal item. One personal item, like they say on the damn airplane. Whatever you could put in your backpack, that's all you got. Can you imagine? Half of y'all would not fucking make it. Anyway, more than half. 100%. All right, I'm off this. Peace.